so I'm going live now. Okay, welcome to the Afternoons with Pastor Paul show. It's me, your behind the scenes host, dog announcer. Want to say hello to Ashley and Noah and Matthew and Ben and Oreo. Welcome into the audience today. And if you're here, just remember that you have to be chatting if you want to be eligible for the DoorDash giveaway. Okay? And so, without further ado, here is your host, Pastor Paul. All right, what is up, guys? How is it going? How is it going? That's a weird thing to say. All right, so what a wonderful day it is. Tuesday, the 16th. Can you guys already imagine it's already a month and a half into the new year already? Before we know it, it's going to be summertime. Before we know it, it's going to be wintertime. Before we know it, it's going to be 2022. It's a lot of twos in the years. Yep. Welcome today. We have another amazing guest on the show today. And so I hope you guys are ready to be active in the chat and later on to ask some questions to our guest today. Before we get to our guest, let's head over to the desk. Follow me. All right, so here we are at the desk. And today's sponsor is another drink. A lot of drinks on this show, you know. Those are the only sponsors that want to sponsor for some reason. I'm not sure why. The sponsor is Super Coffee. It's, let's see. Positive energy, 0 sugar added, 10 grams of protein, 20 milligrams of caffeine. Sweet and creamy. And this flavor, I love it. It's white chocolate peppermint. So shout out to Super Coffee. Thanks for the sponsorship. And there we go. So if you guys want to order some, just follow the link. That's going to be in the chat later. Okay. Just kidding. All right. Anyway, before we bring on today's guest, I want to talk a little bit about paper. Okay. Paper. I was thinking about paper today and I was like, man, paper is such a primitive invention, but it's pretty cool if you think about it. You know, like somebody had to like originally think about like, I want to write on something, or I want to make a drawing or something, or I want to be able to take my cave drawings, or I don't know what you call them, and I want to transport them. So let me get that papyrus over there and do something to it, treat it so that I can write on it. It's pretty crazy, right? Just the way that like that would have happened. And you know, here we are today. We have paper. It's thin, very, very portable, lasts a long time. And so shout out to paper, guys. Shout out to paper and whoever created paper. I don't know who made it. I think there's a lot of different civilizations that might try to take credit for paper. So I'm not sure exactly. Might have to ask our historian. We do have a historian on the show, or like in the production team, but you know, we'll have to consult them. Maybe they'll know. But anyway, shout out to paper, you know. Thank you, God, for paper. Okay? All right. So let's get on with the show, guys. As I said, we have a really cool, awesome, amazing guest for today. Last week we had teacher Anna, and I told you guys on Sunday, if you were listening, that we also have another teacher here today. And so that teacher is none other than Mr. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let's build the suspense here a little bit, okay, guys? Let's get a little more suspense going here. Producers are saying they need just 1 second. Okay, producers, no problem. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Today's guest, drum roll, please. There's the drum roll. Today's guest is Teacher Sun. Teacher Sun, welcome to the show. Please say hello, Teacher Sun.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. How's it going?
Oh, I'm actually a little nervous
A
now
little
that I'm
nervous.
in this afternoon with Pastor Paul show.
Yeah.
Maybe arguably my first real talk show
Yeah.
invitation in my life. So yeah, it's very exciting and a little bit nervous
Well, don't be
for sure.
nervous. We're nervous to have you on the show. This the great teacher San. So yeah, thank you so much for being on the show today. The teacher San.
Thanks
I
for having me.
a lot of people, they've written into the show. We get a lot of letters. I'll be like 100 letters per week or something like that. And one of the letters was asking, "What's a typical morning for Teacher Son?" So, can you give this viewer an answer to that question? What's a typical morning for you?
Oh, it had changed before pandemic and after pandemic. So before pandemic, I was always a morning person. So I get up at like 6 a.m. ish. Um, Before I was Christian, I always started with a workout. But
Mm.
after I became Christian, there was a time that workout and prayer compete against each other for a
Oh,
very fierce competition, and I was
wow.
had a yeah, I was torn basically. What do I do if I only have 30 minutes an hour?
Right.
But later on, like God's grace won me over. So it has been mostly uh, before pandemic. I used to go to work very early. I might
Yeah.
catch the first train, or I would go to work to driving, and I spend a good maybe an hour or two prayer and some worship, and also just get my day prepped. What do I do? What do I want to talk about in these kind of meetings? So that I really love just utilizing those 1 to 2 hours before everything starts.
Right.
After pandemic, though, the whole routine got messed up for a good amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
and there were many times that with my third baby, I was waking up multiple times at night. So by the time I wake up, like 6:30 or 7, one of my kids wakes up and they want to hang out with me. They want to play with me. Then the whole routine got a little bit not working out as much as it used to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, so now it's a little bit up in the air, but I still try to secure a good amount of time in the morning so that I can I can read the word and pray, and also just get myself ready for the day.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I love that insight, Teacher San. Especially the beginning of it's like when um you had to make that sacrifice, and I think obviously we would say health and exercise is still very important even for the Christian, but if you literally have to make a choice, it's like, it was literally between these two things, and it is pretty obvious for the Christian which one we should probably put more time into. So yeah, thanks for that example, because I think some people would say, like some people who are really into working out and exercise, they would say, I just don't have any time to do my QT. It's like, well, you dedicate an hour every day to exercise. If that's literally your only time that you'd have to sacrifice, then maybe that's the time, right? So,
Yeah, and it was less of a me like trying to do it because I should be doing,
mm-hmm,
but the mentality of sacrificing something. I
right.
think really God has invited me out of joy, and with that
Mm,
joy that I experienced during those morning QT and praise and whatnot. Um, yeah, I just wanted that so much more.
wow,
So that's kind of how it happened over time. But it took me
wow,
a good years for me to completely give up on my morning routine of
right.
exercise.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially knowing you. You seem like a person who, once you're in a certain rhythm, it's hard. It's hard to break free or break out of that for some reason. Yeah, speaking of about, I guess, routine or just like other parts of your life, you're someone who I think the kids know. If the kid, those who do know you, you're really into entrepreneurship, and you're really into faith and work. And so, could you tell us a little bit about, I guess, like one, what do you currently do for work, and like how is that going in terms of bringing faith into work, and yeah, just any other things that you're doing with faith and work. That's probably a lot right there, but yeah, just do your best.
All right, I'll do my best. So first, what do I do in my work? So I'm currently a product manager of a machine learning company.
Mhm.
It's a startup, but we're growing fast.
Wow.
So we're a Silicon Valley but global startup in the advertising technology space. So those who you're a gamer, you play a lot of mobile game, or those any of the app, do you see any ads? The chances are that we as a company place that ads.
Mm.
So think of that as a like a stock trading. So we have the best algorithm to understand your value as a user and your
Mm.
likelihood of a click, your likelihood to spend money on the game or whatever apps. So we make that bet every time, like millisecond,
Wow.
millions of time a day or billions of time a day. So that's what we do. That's our bread and butter. We have that
Mm.
product. And I'm a product manager of the machine. So it's quite technical, but I'm a not non-technical kind of guy. So it's very interesting that the work that I do, I never imagined myself to be doing this kind of technical work, but I really enjoy my work as a product manager of a machine learning company, a product
Yeah.
manager of the edge quality. So that's what I do, answering the first question. The second question about faith and work. Wow, this is a pretty big one that you
Right.
asked. Um, so really give you a high level overview of my faith and work. Before, work used to be my idol, and career and professional identity was my idol. Having quote unquote successful and worldly standard in academia or the professional career wide, that really gave me the source of significance and security.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to idolizing, and that means I used to put lots of energy in my professional success and achievement. And that wasn't not always cutting clearly just for myself. There were a lot of good reasons behind it. I want to work hard for God's kingdom. I don't want one of those. I don't want to be one of those Christians who only spend time in the church, but not really shining in the workplace.
Yeah.
I had a lot of good reasoning behind my head and my heart, but at the core, it still had a significant portion of my identity was there. So
Mm-hmm.
God miraculously set me free from my idol, one of my biggest idols, in 2 years ago. And ever since I got invited into what it means to have a full integration of faith and work, and there's a lot there, so I'm constantly unpacking. It's such a great joy, and it's a journey, I have to say. One latest thing that God has invited me to think is what it means to worshiping through my work and
Yeah.
in my work. So I've been thinking about that a lot as I started this fellowship in my workplace and doing this evangelizing or having a one-on-one, and we are also praising and prayer. There's an intercession. So that became a thing in my workplace as well, which is very grateful. But that's not what I do in most of my time. Most of my time, I'm doing this kind of data investigation. I'm writing documents. I'm talking to people. I'm running meetings. So can that be a worship? So that was basically what I was thinking. And the way God told me, and I got a good, it, I made sense of it. Is the worship is something that I recognize God. I invite God,
Mm-hmm.
and I make God as who He is, and I became the creator, creation, and God make God become a make God a creator.
Yeah.
So the work is about utilizing God's created gift and God created talent of myself and working with other people, tackling some of the problems, which all is under the God's creation. So me just enjoying and recognizing and doing, giving myself in and really be in the moment of enjoying and flowing in my workplace.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the way that God made sense of me. That can be a worship.
Yeah.
So I think about that a lot lately.
Wow. That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I actually kind of touched a little bit on that on Sunday, in my sermon, just about, living living each day with purpose, and just how I've seen a lot of my friends and people my age just kind of just jump right into the workforce with no sense of purpose, no sense to worship the Lord through their job, and no sense to really try to reach anyone through their workplace. So you've been someone that I see. Of course, there's a lot that you're still trying to learn and do, but I do see you as someone who is leading the way for many people to see this is an example of what you can do and what it can be like, which I think the majority of the people need to see, because the majority of the people will not, get into a ministry role, right? And where it's a little more obvious how to do worship through your job. And so I think, yeah, what you're doing is very, very important for the church and yeah, for our students. And so I hope you guys are listening there at home on what it could be like. Okay. Thank you, Teacher Son. All right, we're gonna transition to our next segment of the show. It is a game that we're gonna play. And last week we didn't play a game that is competitive, where it's you versus me, or the guest versus the host. So we're gonna keep that like that for this week. And today's game is called Bananas for Scale. Okay, Bananas for Scale. And so you at home, you guys could also play with us, or play with Teacher San, rather. He's the one that's going to get tested or ask the questions. And so DJ Peppers, let's get some music going. There we go. You guys might not recognize that music right there. That is the Kahoot theme song. Okay, we got that through some means. Okay, so don't worry about copyright issues. Okay. All right, so here we go, Teacher San. I'm gonna give you the first question for free, so you know kind of an idea of like what the scale of the banana is. Okay, so here we go, Teacher San. All right, so using just bananas as a unit of measurement, we're gonna see if you can guess the height, weight, and distance of different objects in bananas. Okay, this is an average USA banana size. All right. Okay, so here's the first one that I'm gonna give you. How many bananas high is a 6 foot tall person? Do you think it's 13 or 10? Just guess whatever you want. 6 foot tall person. This one's 13. Gonna be free. 13?
13. Yeah.
The answer is actually 10. Okay. So now you have an idea of 6 foot 10 bananas. Okay. So hopefully that will help you a little bit as we play. All right. Here's that first question that does count. How much does 10 Big Macs weigh? So now we're going with weight. How many does 10 Big Macs weigh in bananas? Is it 12 or 20? And you at home, you guys can answer as well. 12 or 20?
I'll go with 20.
20. Okay, let's see. Survey says you are correct, Teacher San. Wow.
Woo-hoo!
Good job, Teacher San. So everyone at home, 10 Big Macs equals 20 bananas. That's pretty good. I would have thought maybe it's 12. Who knows? Okay. All right, here we go. How many bananas long is a school bus? Is it 60 or 100?
So the 10 banana was 6 foot
Yeah.
tall. So I will go with 60. Yeah, I'll go with 60.
60 bananas. Okay, let's see. The answer is, it is 60. Wow. Teacher San, using those deductive reasoning skills. Okay. All right, here we go. We're back to weight again. How much does a zebra weigh in bananas? Is it 1,940 or is it 3,086 bananas? So 1,940 or 3,086 bananas.
I really have no idea on this one. I'll go with 3,000. Yeah.
3,086.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. All right, survey says the answer is, it's actually 1,940. Okay, you're 2 for 1, Teacher San. You're still doing pretty well. All right, here we go. we're back to height again, or length. How many bananas high is the Statue of Liberty? Okay. Is it 259 or is it 600? 259 or 600 bananas?
So yeah, I came back to the question of the 60 was a school bus. So
Yeah.
10 school bus height or like a 5 school bus. So the first was 260.
259. Yep. 259 or 600.
Yeah, I'll go with 259.
259. Okay. Yeah. If it was me, I would be going with 600 just because it sounds, I feel like the Statue of Liberty's got to be so big, but let's see what the answer is. Survey says it is 259.
Woohoo!
Good job. I love that reasoning you employed there. Very good. Okay, we're going to do this two more. Okay, here we go. How much does 100,000 toothpicks weigh in bananas? Okay, 100,000 toothpicks, okay? Is it 30 or is it 88? This is probably your hardest one yet. 100,000 toothpicks. 30 or 88 bananas? Wait.
Yeah, 30 or 88. 88?
88. Let's see. The survey says it is 88.
Woohoo!
You're doing so well. Okay, you've only got one wrong. Okay, so let's see if you can end on a high note, teacher-san. Final question. All right, here we go. How many bananas deep is the Grand Canyon? How many bananas deep is the Grand Canyon? Is it 6,054 or 10,432?
I'll go with 6,054.
6,054. For the final question of the game, the survey says, it was 10,432. But that's still okay. You got like 4 or 5 right and only 2 wrong. So, teacher-san, good job, everybody. Round of applause for teacher-san. All right. Now we know who to ask if you ever need to figure out the scale of things with bananas. Teacher-san is the man to ask. Okay, so thank you, teacher-san. All right, guys, we're going to transition to the final segment of the show. And so, you guys know what time it is. If you guys have questions for teacher-san, which you should, put them in the chat right now. In the meantime, I will ask you a couple questions, teacher-san. So the first question I'm going to ask you is sugary or salty? Do you prefer sugary things or salty things? This is tough.
I actually don't like both, but if I have to pick one, I might go with sugary.
Sugary.
and salty.
Okay.
Sugary, yeah.
Okay. So, but you don't necessarily like both. Okay. All right. Okay. Here's another question then, while we wait for some audience questions to roll in. Let's see. You don't strike me as someone who's played a lot of video games, but what was the very first video game you remember playing? Because you mentioned video games and mobile gaming, so what's the very first video game you remember playing?
I don't think any of you have any can relate anything with my age and my generation. So I think it's Prince. I forgot the name, but it was like 2D and desktop kind of game that you play, like Prince Ali or something about Alibaba and Prince. So, yeah, I think that's the first one. But the one that I played
the console? Was it Atari or something, or?
No, it was the computer.
On PC.
Okay.
PC,
yeah.
Yeah.
And there were that raccoon one. Not sure you know what I'm talking about, like jumping and then eating some, like you got to jump off the pin. So there was a raccoon thing that we played a lot on the PC. But later on, as the technology improved and progresses, I played quite a bit of Diablo. Maybe that you know.
The first one, huh?
Yeah, but
First or second?
soon that became like Diablo 2, Diablo 3. I played a lot in
Yeah.
Diablo 3, and then by the time I was in middle school, there were, I think it was before Diablo 3, but StarCraft became very popular in Korea. So
Yeah.
yeah, I did play that. And my brother, he almost wanted to become a pro gamer. So he won all the local like PC room local
Wow.
match. He was a big
Wow.
gamer. He still is a big gamer.
Wow. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think the first game you mentioned, I'm wondering if it's Prince of Persia. Do-
Oh, that's right,
Is that what it
that's
was
right.
on
Yeah,
like
yeah,
MS-DOS or something, right?
exactly.
Yeah, I remember I played that too.
Yeah,
In school was the first time I played that actually. So go figure. But yeah, I remember that. You had to like jump over like some little obstacles, and sometimes there
exactly.
would be a little sword fight. A lot of traps and things like that. So yeah,
Right.
I remember that game. Okay, cool. Still waiting for some audience questions. Looks the audience is slower today than normal. We only have a couple more minutes with Teacher Son, so you guys got to hurry. Okay. All right. Here's another question, Teacher Son. It'll be a little more serious. What's one maybe there's probably many, but what is one lesson you could share about being a father? Because I'm gonna be a father one day, so I guess this is a little more for me. But just one, just one. I know there's a lot of things, and yeah, just give me one lesson that you've learned.
Yeah, I think the one biggest lesson, I think it's a great, like, timely question because I wrote about being a father yesterday in my blog. It's in
Yeah.
Korean though, but it was all about relying on grace.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's no secret silver bullet. I don't think there's anything like that in any areas of your life, whether it's
Mm.
work, whether it's your marriage, parenting goes the same. You just learn that uh, you are a sinner,
Mm.
and your son and your daughter, we're all not perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a lot of things that you might not remember,
Yeah.
but you did when you were young. And your parents are not perfect either,
Yeah.
right? They might have yelled at you, they might have been unfair to you, whatnot, but that's because we're not perfect. We make mistakes, and we are easy to judge others, but
Right.
uh, quick to judge others, but not ourselves. So, yeah, the biggest struggle, one of my biggest struggle, is my second son, who have this very um, sudden emotional outburst when things not moving as he
Right.
wanted to move, and that triggers me. We were having this very ugly interaction when he does that, and that triggers me in a certain way, and
Right.
we're all like not in a pretty position. So that's when I get to rely on and get rejuvenated by the grace of God myself. And that's also when I get to point him, not me, that I am not going to be that father, the perfect father that he without him knowing desires and wants
Mhm.
and he think he deserves.
Yeah.
So I cannot give them to him, but I can point him to the source of true love and source of true grace. So that's
Right.
the biggest lesson.
Praise God. Thank you for that. Um, yeah. You have literally 1 minute left, Teacher Son. So with your last minute, I'll give you one question and you could give your last piece of advice before you say goodbye today. So the last question is going to be, what's your favorite Christian song? And then would you share a piece of advice or encouragement with us?
Yeah, favorite Christian song. It does change in any given season, but lately I've been listening a lot on uh, the "Let Your Glory Fall." So it goes like, "Let Your Glory Fall in this room."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Old
yeah.
song.
Or I sing praise to your name. So
Hmm.
I love to start off by either just let your glory fall or I sing praise. So really the get myself in the worship mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old song, the classic one, never
Yes.
betrays you. Uh,
That's right.
Yeah, so one piece of advice as I think about Mosaic and those of you who's joining and faithful and really trying in a times like this, I got reminded of a story of Gideon. So in the book of Judge, then when it was kind of dark time, and God chose the least of the least, the Gideon, that he didn't have much faith in himself, like my
Mm.
tribe, my family, like how can you choose me? But that doesn't really matter for God. God chose him. God chose only 300 people to do his
Yeah.
work. So yeah,
Mm.
we might tend to think that we got to go to the best school, we got to achieve, we got to have this, what, that, and if that's the worldly way of think about it. But yeah, I got reminded of God can choose anyone, and God sometimes choose the least, and but the most faithful one, God looks at the heart. So yeah, I share that as a word of encouragement as we open our hearts, as we chose to be faithful. God can do mighty things in us and with you, and I'm excited
Amen.
what God is doing and will be doing in all of your life, and I can wait to witness as we go forward.
Amen. Amen, teacher son. Thank you for that. That is a great encouragement, and I do hope the students take that to heart in the middle of all they're trying to achieve and doing stuff in school and all that. So thank you, teacher son. Thanks for making time today. Appreciate you. We hope to see you again, maybe in season 3. This is season 2, so in season 3 we'll bring you back.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Love you all, Mosaic.
All right, everybody, let's thank teacher son. Okay. Bye, teacher son. Okay. All right, guys, that is the end, almost the end of the episode, but you guys know what time it is. If you guys want to be entered into the giveaway, you do have to say something now in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to end up picking someone probably who's already won before. So just say hello, a quick hello, even if you're just now coming in. It's okay if you're a little late, but you might have missed the show. You can always go back and watch the episode. We had just had a fun time with Teacher San today, and we played a cool game called Bananas for Scale. And so if you ever wanted to know the scale of things in bananas and the weight and the length of things, then watch today's episode. And one more time, thank you for sponsoring Super Coffee. We appreciate you. And if you guys want some positive energy, not K-Love, in this case, Super Coffee. Okay? But all right, let's get ready to do our giveaway, guys. Jesse, I realized we didn't get to your question. I'll answer your question. I won't tell the joke, but I'll answer. The best joke I know is a joke about ducks, a duck, and pickled ice cream. Okay, so if you ever want to know it, if you haven't heard it yet, let me know, and I'll tell it to you. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Looks like we're just about ready to end, but we're gonna do the giveaway right now. So let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. DJ Peppers. Let's get that drum roll. All right, and the winner for today is, just let me know too if you guys have already won. That way, we don't double up on winners. Okay, so it looks like it's Jesse. I can't remember, Jesse, if you've won yet in season 2. If you haven't won in season 2, then you're eligible. But if you have won in season 2, then just let me know right now. Okay, so if not, then you'll be the winner. Let's see. I think we're okay. So far, so good. And I feel like someone won last week that didn't get their prize, because you have to message me. Otherwise, I don't know what you want or when you want it. I can't remember. So, can't trust this old brain of mine. So, oh, you already won. Okay, so Jesse already won. We're going to do it one more time, guys. Here we go. Drum roll again. And the winner is... Come on, Nightbot. I feel like almost everyone in the chat has won already in season 2. That's the problem. So if Justin has already won, did you already win? Did you win at the beginning of season 2, Justin? I can't remember. Please let me know. Okay, because if not, what I'll do is let's do this. Who in the chat has not won? That's what I want to know. Okay, who in the chat right now has not won for season 2? Can you guys tell me? While I talk a little bit about Super Coffee. So here's the story behind Super Coffee. It all started in our little brother's dorm room. Tired of unhealthy energy drinks, we removed the negatives and added the positives because if we can change our energy, we can change our world. It's a little hippie-ish, but you know, that's okay. And it was 3 siblings made this, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so Justin, if you've already won, just say so right now, and if you have never won, just say so right now too, so we can figure this out, guys. Because maybe what we'll have to do starting next week, you can have a repeat winner for season 2. You just did not get it from last time. Okay. Well, you still won from last time, so yeah. All right, this is what we're gonna do. If nobody answers, then we will just let Jesse be the repeat winner for this season. And Justin, just send me your boba order, okay? And then we'll get you yours too, okay? But if anyone else has not won, if you're new to the season 2, please say so right here. I'm gonna wait just a little bit. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Let's keep focused. I hope you are enjoying your break. If you're still on break, I hope you had a good time yesterday. If you did something, if you didn't, as long as you got some rest, that's some success, I guess, for that day. Yeah, I hope you guys just have a good rest of your week. Stay focused. I pray you guys stay in your Bible. Keep doing your QTs, even when you're feeling like you don't want to do it. Just keep telling yourself that this is really important and you really need that, okay? And so, the delay is a little bit longer today, so I'm trying to see if you guys are going to answer or not. Let me just we'll give this a quick refresh here, producers. Thank you. Shout out to our producers, guys. Producers, they're always securing these sponsorships, and without the sponsorships, can't keep the lights running in this place, guys. So, all right, I think that's what we're gonna do. So Jesse, you can be a repeat winner for this season. We'll start repeating some winners, maybe starting next week too. So, yeah. But if anyone new comes along, then you guys can win anytime too. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Thanks for coming by today. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. We love you guys. And without further ado, here is DJ Puppers, who's gonna say bye today. Okay, he was a little shy in the beginning, but now he's gonna say bye to you guys. Okay, all right, see you guys later. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for coming to the show today. I hope you guys had a really great time. I really enjoyed it. Did you like me playing that Kahoot song? I know you students hear that a lot, but I like that song. All right, guys. God bless you. Love you. Peace.